Hello, I'm Dr. Gregg Anderson with Anderson Chiropractic Clinic. If you are hurting from being injured in an auto accident, I have some very important information to share with you. The choices you make today may impact your health for the rest of your life. Call 916-485-5433 and let's talk about it. Auto accident injuries can be very serious. Research has demonstrated their devastating effects can last a lifetime. As a Sacramento chiropractor now for 15 years, I have found that there's a lot of confusion about whiplash. I hope this short video helps. You may be wondering what actually happens with a whiplash injury. A whiplash can occur whenever you experience a sudden impact. Most whiplash injuries occur while you are sitting stationary in your car and are rear-ended by another car, although there are many other types of impacts as well from the front or the side, as we'll see. With a rear-end collision, in the split second before you can brace yourself, your car is pushed forward. Upon impact, your body is pushed deeply into your seat. Your head, being isolated by your neck, delays its reaction while your body quickly reaches the limit of your seat before your neck is whipped backwards. Then, in a split second, your head changes directions and moves forward to the limit of your seatbelt. Then at last, your head starts moving backwards again in the opposite direction. Because of your neck being unrestrained by your seatbelt, your head is being jerked back and forth beyond its normal natural limits very quickly. It is this whipping action of the head that causes injury to the delicate neck structures. What's interesting is that it sometimes takes several days, usually about 3, before many of the common symptoms such as headaches, neck pain, arm symptoms, and loss of motion can occur. It can take time for the swelling from the micro tears in the injured ligaments and muscles to accumulate and become irritating. When the integrity of the supportive ligaments is compromised by the injury, the muscles get tight in reaction to splint or actually guard the injured structures and delicate nerves from further injury. That is why your neck hurts and can be difficult and painful to move. Over the following few weeks, chemicals are released from the injured tissues and attract little Spider-Man-like cells to the area called fibroblasts. These cells make a scar with patch material called fibrin to heal and repair the injury. It is essential during these first few weeks of repair and healing to restore the normal natural ranges of motion of your back and neck and the spinal alignment. If this is not done, the spinal misalignments that are caused by the injury may end up with a haphazard array of scar tissue that will limit your future normal functioning and lead to spinal degeneration. Then you'll be really stuck. Well, specific chiropractic adjustments, therapy, and exercise can provide tremendous pain relief and ensure that you have the best possible functional restoration and feel your best. This will greatly also decrease the likelihood of chronic pain and stiffness, disc degeneration, and pinched nerves in the future. With stabilization and strengthening of your spinal structures, your vulnerability to future injuries is also decreased. If you have a whiplash, it is very important to have a chiropractic evaluation right away. Let me share with you my whiplash story. Way back in 1988, a few years before I went back to college to become a chiropractor, I was driving down Greenback Lane in Citrus Heights, California in moderate traffic when another driver pulled out quickly from a side street and collided head-on with me in my beloved little Honda Civic wagon. My car was totaled, and my reaction was much like others. First surprise, then anger, and then pain. I was truly shocked. Thankfully, a CHP officer arrived and took a report which revealed an all too common finding, especially these days, regarding the guilty driver. He had no license, no insurance, and no registration on his car. And I kid you not, according to his statement, I was on my way to get them when this happened. So the first lesson I learned was to always have good insurance, including medical payments coverage and uninsured motorist coverage on my car. Thankfully, I did. Over the next few days, though, my back and neck became tighter and very sore. I started getting quite irritable and actually depressed. I was fatigued, worn out, and up to that point in my life in my 20s, I'd never felt as bad. A few days later, I made it over to Kaiser to get some help. The doctor there looked me over, at my insistence, took some x-rays, and then gave me some prescriptions including muscle relaxants and painkillers. I also managed to get a few physical therapy appointments prescribed. Well, the medications took the edge off the pain, but started to make me feel like a strung-out druggie. The physical therapy provided some relief, but only lasted a few hours at best. After a couple of weeks, I was starting to feel pretty hopeless and pretty miserable. Well, I finally called an old friend and college roommate from Chico State who had become a chiropractor. I didn't know much about chiropractic or what he did, but I knew he worked with the back and the neck and the bones. So he recommended I come to see him at his office in Tracy, and so I did. He did a thorough exam, told me exactly what was going on with me, and gave me my first big adjustment. For the first time in weeks, I was a much happier camper. He referred me to a local chiropractor here who took great care of me, and within a short time, I was feeling much better and full of hope for a good recovery. I was so thankful to have my health and active, healthy lifestyle back. So the second lesson I learned, of course, was to seek the appropriate care for this type of injury. Very important. As a Sacramento chiropractor, I have now had the privilege of helping hundreds of people leave the pain behind and heal properly from auto accident injuries. These injuries can be very complicated. It's not always easy, especially when people have delayed starting their treatment. So don't let your injury continue to slow you down and potentially mess up your life for years to come. Join the hundreds of people who have found our clinic and received the health and relief and healing that they deserved. At Anderson Chiropractic Clinic, we'll do whatever it takes to get you feeling better as quickly as possible. As I say, I've been through it. Medical referrals are given if needed. We'll work with your doctor and communicate well with many doctors in town. We can also help you with your insurance to make it easy for you, and we work with many professional and competent attorneys on a lien basis if necessary. So if you or a loved one has been injured, do yourself a big favor and call us today for a free consultation. I'm confident that you'll really like our clinic. We'll take great care of you. Thank you very much for visiting our website.